Good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's broadcast on Grizz TV of our women's basketball showcase between the Franklin College Grizzlies against the Mount St. Joseph Lions. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I am Luke Shepard alongside my partner, Tyler Young. So, Tyler, what are you seeing today? Obviously, these two had a really close matchup last time they came out against each other on the road at Mount St. Joseph. So, what do you see out of today's matchup?
Yeah, you said it, Luke. I mean, these two had an incredible matchup earlier in the year, back in December. It was a 77-76 overtime win for the Mount St. Joseph. Compared to Franklin College, I mean, they played an incredible game. When I look at that game, I see that we had Jordan Kuhn had 17 points and Peyton C. That was in the last game against Bluffton. And that last game against Mount St. Joseph, we had 27 points from Jordan Kuhn, 18 from Molly Schulte, and 17 from Peyton C. And then our next leading scorer was 6 points from Briley Munchell. So there was a lot of stagnant offense, I feel like, in that game. And even though we almost pulled it off on the road at home and pulled it off on the road in overtime, I'd like to see the ball spread out a little bit more. The Franklin College Grizzlies are coming off a great win against Bluffton. They played some fantastic defense, so I'm not very much worried in that category. But our offense, I am going to be looking forward to who's going to be scoring the ball today.
No, absolutely. And Mount St. Joseph, speaking of defense, a really great defensive team. The team this year averaging their opponents are averaging 59 points a game. Complete difference in scoring. Franklin averaging about 75 points a game, so a clash of styles. And Franklin, last time they came out against Mount St. Joseph, they shot 36% and 28% from the field and from the three. So yeah, like you said, a lot of stagnant offense, and just a lot of inefficiency and a lack of depth in the box score.
But overall, Coach Blanche has this Franklin College squad playing fantastic all year. They're 11-2 in the conference. They're coming off an undefeated season so far at home, 7-0, and they're also won, I believe, 8 of their last 9 and when it comes to conference games. So they have been playing some fantastic basketball lately.
No, absolutely. And so now we're going to go ahead and move on with the national anthem and starting lineups. We'll be right back with you after this break. And welcome everybody back as we get ready for tip-off here at the Spurlock Center. And last time out, it was a 77-76 win for the Mount St. Joseph Lions, like we mentioned in overtime, but the Grizzlies win the tip to start. Peyton C going all the way, and they call it travel. So it's going to go back to the Lions.
Yeah, and Franklin College already coming out into a full court press. I mean, not even 6 seconds in this game, it's going to work out for them.
Yep, Jordan Kuhn jumping the pass. Munkel finds C down low. Nice pass to Schulte. Put it up and in. Schulte with the first bucket of the game for either side, and the full court press continues. Breeden nearly got that one.
And you know, Schulte had 18 points in the last game against Mount St. Joseph. She's a very comfortable shooter.
And Breeden jumping the pass again. Ball will go out of bounds. We'll stay with the Lions. Yeah, like you had said, yeah, Carly Mills, a 36% three-point shooter on the year, and someone that will shoot the three, has shot over 100 this year on the season, so we're going to be seeing plenty of that from the senior guard tonight. Jenkins with the ball right now. Step back three for Jenkins, and that goes off to the right. It's going to be Grizzlies basketball.
And another possession that we see Franklin College taking their opponent late into the shot clock and force up an errant shot. We saw a lot of that in the last game here against Bluffton.
Yep, only 50 points scored from the Bluffton team when they were here at the Spurlock Center last Saturday. Kuhn, nice dish down low. Schulte finds C. C puts it up and in. Tough finish from Peyton C. Getting back that bucket she wasn't able to get earlier.
And how well has she been playing all year? In their last 5 games, she's been averaging 15 points per game. On the season, she's a 10.7 points per game scorer. She's been playing excellent basketball lately.
Absolutely. Second leading scorer on the team this season. And Jenkins dishes it. Caldwell down low to Price, or Campbell, sorry, and Price puts it up and in. Crawford.
And that's the move they're going to be looking at a lot. Sam Price standing at 6'2". She's the tallest person on the court. She's got a lot of height advantage.
Yeah, and last time out, the Grizzlies did not have Erica Buning, so some extra post presence down low will probably help out against the size of this Mount St. Joseph team, averaging nearly 5 blocks a game.
Yep.
Breeden in the corner. She gets it to Munkel, but they're going to say she stepped out of bounds, and Mount St. Joseph will get the ball.
And there's that suffocating Mount St. Joseph defense that you had mentioned pregame that only allows just under 60 points to their opponents in conference play.
Jenkins at the top of the key, gets it to Crawford. Crawford tries to get it to Price again. Price nearly loses it, but gets it back out. Mills is going to pull it off the back of the rim. Price comes down with the board. She dishes it, and it goes away. Kuhn will get the ball, and here comes Franklin. Kuhn all the way, not able to finish on the way.
And she may have not got that one to go, but look how easy it was for her to go down the court like that. A move she's very comfortable making.
Absolutely. Now Mills drives right by Kuhn and gets the bucket. Lions tied it back up at 4. Nearly 3 minutes played in this first quarter. C sets the screen. Schulte pull up J, no good. Mills comes down with it, and here come the Lions. Jenkins for 3, no good. And tough play on the loose ball. It'll go to Franklin.
Some of these shots for the Lions haven't fallen yet, but Franklin College, you know, they need to get a little bit better on their box outs, or their closeouts, rather, excuse me. A couple wide open looks for Mills early in this game, and she's comfortable with hitting those deep looks. So Franklin College probably should get out there a little bit, get her hand in her face.
No, absolutely, and Jenkins, somebody else who will also shoot the 3 with confidence, so we'll see if Jenkins, she shot 2 early ones. C cashes in from deep. Not seen many of those from her this year. That's her 9th attempted 3 and her 4th made one. She's a 40% three-point shooter. And that one's no good as Breeden gets the board, and here come the Grizzlies. And Schulte runs into Mills, and Mills got caught out of position.
But you're right, Luke. How about that? A Peyton C three-pointer. She's now 4 for 9 on the year.
Yeah, that's can't do the math off the top, quite off the top of my head, but at least 40% from three.
And number 21, Jordan Patterson, checks into the game for the Lions.
Yeah, and
Taylor Turk checks in for Jordan Kuhn.
Yep. Some extra shooting in there for Turk. And so Peyton C, she is now a 44% three-point shooter on the year. After that made 3. And she goes up on the reverse layup, does not get it. Offensive rebound, another one. The ball stays with the Grizzlies. Turk.
Oh, she gets the lucky roll.
My goodness. What a close one. And now the Grizzlies back with this full court pressure and nearly a 10-second violation. And now Mills gets past the defense and nearly puts it up and in. It goes in and out. But the Grizzlies will get the ball.
That was an incredible move by Mills to get the Euro. And shout out to Taylor Turk and her rebounding lately. She only had about 2, I believe, against Bluffton, but in 2 key games, 2 wins against Earlham and Rose Holman, she had 10 and 11 rebounds respectively.
Yeah, big rebounder for this team. And Erica Buning now comes into the game for Peyton C, and Molly Schulte comes out. And Jordan Kuhn comes back in.
Short break.
Yep.
Erica Buning only played 8 minutes in her first game back since December of this year, last game against Bluffton.
Yep, and she's going to shoot the 3. Didn't really look like she got much of a jump on that one, so.
Yeah, it comes out a bit short.
Yep. Grizzlies hold a 9-4 lead. 5 minutes left in this first quarter, halfway played. A nice dish down low to Price, but she's not able to finish. Loose ball, and they're going to call it to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Sam Price hasn't made Franklin College pay for these entry passes, but these are some great looks that Mount St. Joseph is creating for her, but as I had mentioned, not converting on most of them.
Yeah, like you said, the entry pass has definitely been something they've been targeting with the size advantage. So Mount St. Joseph down 9-4, defensive matchup early, halfway played in this first quarter. We'll be right back with you after this official timeout. And back from the break after the timeout. 5 early points for Peyton C on 2 for 3 shooting, including that 3-pointer for the Grizzlies.
And a 5-0 run for Franklin College while we're at that as well.
Yep, it's been a defensive matchup for sure early on, and Price intercepts the pass. Good play defensively.
Just a forced entry from Breeden there. No need to make that pass.
And number 21, Jordan Patterson, in the game still for the Lions. And Mills now gets it from deep and cashes in. There you go. You were talking about shooting with confidence, and there it is.
Yeah, you're going to need to get a hand in number 1's face, that's for sure.
Yep, now 1 for 2 from deep. So far today, 9-7 lead for the Grizzlies. Kuhn got it off the handoff. She's working down low, finds her space, and not able to finish again.
She split those 2 defenders so well. I don't think she anticipated splitting them so well. Maybe kind of rushed the layup a little bit.
Potentially, and Mills goes down, and they call it travel after she took a knee on the play. Might have gotten tripped up. Didn't really see it from up here as now.
Yeah,
Monkel
her and Coach Elston kind of exchanged a look after the result of the play, both kind of wondering if there maybe have been a trip on that.
Kuhn dishes it to Buning, and Buning finds Monkel off that pump fake. She gets space, puts it up on the floater, but it's no good. 4 people.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow, 4 people surrounded Price, and it goes off her leg, and it's going to go to the Grizzlies.
3 Grizz decided to just swarm Price on that rebound, and it results in a turnover. Very effective defensive measures for the Grizz. You know, Price isn't able to get into the hands of a primary ball handler, and the result of the play is a turnover.
Now Monkel inbounding. She gets it to Kuhn. Kuhn try to get the sidestep 3.
Oh, stolen right from Kuhn.
Wow, Jenkins going coast to coast, trying to find her space. She goes up with it and 1. Jenkins on the lay with a chance to take the lead for the Lions.
Yeah, Jenkins giving Kuhn a little bit of a taste of her own medicine, getting the steal and then an and 1 layup on the conversion. That's usually a play we see Jordan Kuhn making for the Grizzlies, and she kind of got a taste of her own medicine there, as I had said.
And she does convert the 3-point play, so the Lions now hold a 10-9 lead with 3.5 minutes left to play in this first quarter. Kuhn back with it on Jenkins. She gets the screen. Breeden pull-up jumper, short off the left side of the rim, and Jenkins dishes it ahead to Mills. Mills going all the way, the Euro, and she finishes on the reverse lay. The Lions with a lot of momentum here. Franklin trying to push. Buning threw it up, and she was able to draw the foul, and she'll go to the line for 2.
And Mills starting to find her groove a little bit. We started with that 3-point shot earlier in the game, and then a couple layups on some really good takes. And that dark blue jersey with the gold number 1 on it, you're going to need to make sure you keep a man on her, keep a defender at least, maybe 2.
Absolutely, yeah. And Ritterikoff and Molly Schulte come in for the Grizzlies, so Schulte already back into the game. Buning hits her first free throw, and Peyton C will be at the scorer's table for next substitution. Jordan Kuhn over there talking with Coach Blanche. As Buning hits her second free throw, and she'll come back out for Peyton C. So 3 minutes left to play, a 12-11 lead for the Lions. And full court pressure still showing here from the Grizzlies.
And that is that's a trend that we see in most games. You know, they never really let up on with their ball pressure.
Yeah, Mount St. Joseph, a team that averages about 17 turnovers a game, while Franklin averages they force about 21 a game. As now Ritterikoff fires from deep, no good. Jenkins with it, gets it ahead to Mills again. She's gonna pull it, no good on that one. Kuhn gets it out to Monkel, reset the offense. Kuhn not able to find space. She tries to get down low to C. It gets tipped off of the Lions. That was Ella Stivers.
Morgan Jenkins. Sorry, didn't mean to.
Go ahead.
Morgan Jenkins of MSJ is playing some very good pick and roll defense on Jordan Kuhn and Peyton C. She has not let up any open shots from Jordan Kuhn thus far in this game, and she's made it very hard for Kuhn to find C on that pick and roll.
And C, it goes through her hands there as Stivers with some tough defense. No, you're absolutely right. Jordan Kuhn has not been able to find any space on the perimeter so far. She's found some opportunities down low, but has not been able to convert quite yet. Not something we see often from the senior guard. As now Jenkins gets it open down low, and she puts it up and in. She's got an advantage on Monkel and took it in. Nice pass down the court to Kuhn, and she finishes.
I wonder how Monkel makes some of these passes that she's able to convert on. I mean, that was ridiculous fine from half court.
Yeah, nobody else on that court had the idea besides Kuhn and Monkel there, so an excellent pass, floating it over to the defender. 14-13, Lions have a lead, just over a minute left to play. Mills from deep, no good on that one, and Kuhn gets the rebound.
And she's looking to push it here.
Or at least create some separation, nearly loses it. Jenkins with some tough defense, and the pass goes over Munkel's head.
Jordan Kuhn with 2 points, 1 for 3 from the field goal so far, and 2 turnovers. Morgan Jenkins is making it very hard for Kuhn to get some of her flow going a bit here in this game.
Absolutely, definitely seemed to be kind of a forefront of their game plan to pressure Jordan Kuhn and focus on her defensively. It's working out so far early in a close one. And to reset the offense here, it's Winchester, the sophomore guard. And Price gets it stolen, but they're going to call it a jump ball. It was a tie-up down low from Peyton C.
And she's been incredible in the post play so far in this game. That's where Mount St. Joseph is looking to attack in just basically every possession unless it's a kick-out 3. So having Peyton C in the game at all times, she's a defensive anchor, but also an offensive weapon down the post on the other end.
Absolutely. Now Mills working on Ritterikoff. She goes up with it and draws the foul. She'll shoot 2 here. And Franklin will likely hold the last shot.
Mills trying to use her advantage of quickness and speed and just kind of that first step on Ritterikoff that prompted her to get not right by her, but threw her and into the lane on a good leverage as well.
Oh, yeah, the 5'4" senior guard, obviously the leading scorer for this Mount St. Joseph team, averaging 15 points a game on really good splits, 42 and 36%. And Jenkins with a huge offensive rebound. She came back in the game before that free throw. I was about to say Jordan Kuhn had an opportunity to maybe look for some points, and Jenkins comes back in and gets a huge offensive rebound.
Yeah, and Franklin College struggled with the offensive rebounds against Bluffton as well. Bluffton had 12 offensive rebounds and 20 second chance points out of their 50 points total.
And a huge 3 there from Bella Crawford, the freshman. And 5 seconds here for the Grizzlies. Peyton C, she's gonna shoot it again. Oh, it hits the top rope, no good. And so the Lions go into it with a strong lead after that end of the quarter, 18-13. 5-point lead as we go into the second quarter. We'll be right back with you after this break. And coming back out of the break, Grizzlies have possession here to start.
Yeah, they ended that first quarter, the last 5 minutes, only scoring 4 points.
Yeah, it was a rough end of the quarter for the Grizzlies after a quick 9-4 lead. And
C almost picking up where she left off with 5 points in that first quarter.
yeah, not able to finish on that play. And Mount St. Joseph looking to extend this lead. Jenkins gets it at the top of the key, doesn't take the screen. She gets it back, and good ball movement here from the Lions. Moving it around.
Yeah, it looks like Franklin College is out in the 2-3 zone right now.
Yeah, and Price goes up, but they're going to call a shot clock violation. She did not get that one off.
That was some amazing defense by the Grizz. We saw excellent ball movement by MSJ. They worked it in the middle, which is where you're supposed to do on a 2-3 zone, but Franklin College collapsing, making it very difficult for Price to put up any shot or kick it out.
Yep, and they've been tying up a lot down there when Price has gotten the ball. And MSJ wanting that call to go their way, saying it went out on Munkeld. Grizzlies will hold possession.
Yeah, and we're starting to see just how much this defense of Mount St. Joseph is testing Franklin College. I mean, it is the passes, it's the errant shots that they've forced Franklin College to put up. Just overall great defense. Yeah,
absolutely. Physical play. And now Mills gets it up ahead at full court pace. And she takes it all the way, and now 20-13 lead, and the Grizzlies trying to reply quickly. Kelly finds C on the pump fake. She's trying to go up with it on the reverse. No good.
She was able to bully her way into the post. Just Price is too tall to get a shot over her.
Yeah, and she tried to go to that kind of signature reverse layup she likes to go to. Was not able to finish on that one. Franklin in an offensive standstill. Have not scored since about 1 minute left in the first quarter. And the jump ball gets tied up underneath by Mills. Now Jordan Kuhn comes back into the game, so only a couple minutes of rest. Peyton C will come out.
Yeah, and she had kind of a quiet first quarter, Jordan Kuhn. Only 2 points, 1 for 4 with 2 early turnovers as well. It was a lot of great defense by Morgan Jenkins that kind of silenced Kuhn in that first quarter. And when Jordan Kuhn goes quiet, a lot of this Franklin College offense does too.
Absolutely, and Jenkins also impactful on other ends of the floor. Still 5 points as well, alongside 4 rebounds. And now a 3 here, no good from Winchester. Now Munkeld taking it up quick. She goes all the way. She's not able to finish, but it goes out of bounds. It will be Grizzly basketball.
And I like how active Munkeld's eyes are when she brings the ball up the court. Her eye, I saw her head, it turned from left to right and right to left that whole way. She's looking for the open teammate. And when she saw she didn't have the open teammate, she just took matters in her own hands and took the ball straight to the hoop.
Yeah, one of the stronger guards on this team, and now steal goes away. Kelly not able to get it, and a tough lay there from Winchester on the other end, and Mount St. Joseph now a 9-point lead, only 2.5 minutes played in this second quarter so far.
Yeah, I mean, the ball only stays on our end for about 7 seconds before it's already running down the other end of the court. I mean, Mount St. Joseph playing very, very good defense and also good rebounding as well. Franklin College not able to get any second chance points.
Nope. Yeah, Price down low, another rebound there after Breeden's missed 3. 7 minutes left to play in the second.
Sam Price has 6 rebounds in this game already. I mean, she has been incredible down in the post. And she's a threat on offense every possession too, and she has a mismatch.
Yep, and they double her down low. Mills gets open. She can't hit the 3 though. Not gonna see her miss too many of those. She is, I think, 1 for 5 early from deep, but she has 10 points. And a rebound there from Jenkins after the miss. Franklin still have not scored this quarter, and a wide open lay underneath, and a timeout now from Coach Ashley Blanche. She needs to talk to her Grizzly team as they go down 11 points in this second quarter.
I mean, Mount St. Joseph just went on a 10-0 run there to start the second quarter. Franklin College unable to find an answer for the post / perimeter synergy that Mount St. Joseph has. They're inbounding the ball down the post, and then when the Franklin College collapses because they have a mismatch, the ball is kicked out of the perimeter, and then there's an open shooter threat somewhere for Franklin College as well. Mount St. Joseph playing very intelligent offense and also suffocating defense on the other end.
Yep, moving the ball really, really well. And, yeah, Franklin not able to get any opportunities. 5 minutes of game time without a bucket. We'll see if they're able to clap back after this timeout. We'll be right back from a short break. And we're back. Not long left in that timeout when we left you. 6.5 minutes left to play in the second quarter.
Jordan Kuhn with Morgan Jenkins on her again, and Jenkins has done a great job of defending her, and she continues it again as that's Jordan Kuhn's third turnover in this game.
Yeah, tried to get the pass out to Turk, and seemed like maybe a little bit of a miscommunication as well.
Yeah.
Not really able to be on the same page. Grizzlies still trying to figure things out, and yep, back in that 2-3 as you had mentioned. And the goal of the 2-3 just basically sliding over wherever the ball goes.
Yep. Not letting the ball get into the middle or in the post.
And they're going to get a 3-second violation on the Lions. That was Ella Stivers down low, and the Grizzlies will get the ball back. A needy possession.
That's a good momentum killer for Franklin College. I mean, MSJ ended going into that timeout on a 10-0 run.
And now Schulte gets her advantage down low, and Franklin gets their first points of the quarter.
Kind of some bully ball there from Schulte, the guard. Great take.
Yeah, tough finish from the guard. I believe her first or second bucket of the game. Her second bucket, 2 for 3 now, 4 points. As Mills dishes it down low, and Mount St. Joseph still moving this ball around. She pump fakes the 3. Mills kicks it out. Jenkins working. She gets it back out. 2 on the shot clock. They're going to have to throw up a 3. No good from Crawford, and Mount St. Joseph, or no, Franklin pushing it.
Yeah, another great defensive possession for Franklin College. Let's see if they can turn it into something offensively here.
Kuhn not able to cash in from deep, but Schulte with an offensive rebound. Kuhn pump fake. Pull-up J is good.
And how about Schulte, the guard, getting it done in the post, saving the possession with the offensive rebound after going big into the post for a bucket on the last possession. Some great plays by the sophomore guard.
Absolutely, and some needy ones. 24-17, 2 straight buckets from the Grizzlies, bringing it a little bit closer. 4:52 left to go in the second quarter. We'll be right back with you once both these teams are out of the huddle. All right, coming out of the break. Halfway played in the second quarter. Mount St. Joseph with a 7-point lead after what was an incredible start to that second quarter and a good end to the first, as Stivers puts it up and in. And that's, I believe, now her first bucket off the bench. She had 12 last time out against the Grizzlies. Kuhn puts it up. Nice little floater over Price.
And she gets back-to-back scores on back-to-back possessions, starting to find her rhythm a little bit after being slowed down early in this game.
Yep, now 6 on the day for Jordan Kuhn, 3 for 7 from the field. And Stivers again not able to cash in on the fadeaway.
And she almost made him pay again.
Yeah, close one. And now Schulte kind of tripped on the layup, not able to finish. I think she just found herself too open.
Sometimes I surprise myself like that too.
Yeah. Stivers, another fadeaway, and that one's no good. She's coming close on the last 2.
And she's got some confidence in that jump shot.
And Kuhn not able to get the floater or the rebound, and leads to the defensive end. Now Mills. Mills constantly moving on the offensive end, taking as many off-ball screens as she can get, or just moving to get the ball back.
And that's an advantage for her because Franklin College needs to follow her wherever she goes on that offensive possession.
Absolutely. And a nice dish up ahead to Schulte, who finishes on the other end and brings the lead down to 5.
Now, I'd like to see a Franklin College possession go 10 seconds or longer. We'll see if that even happens this game.
Yeah, fast break points and turnovers have been the story of the game for Franklin offensively. as now Kuhn works with it on Jenkins. She got a little bit of space on her jumper, not able to cash in on that one though. A little bit of frustration from Jordan Kuhn, knowing she can hit that shot.
And you may have nights where it's like that and you only end the game with 7 points, but it's how you impact the game outside of your scoring abilities that we're going to see from Jordan Kuhn tonight.
And Price gets the upper hand on Breeden down low and puts it up and in.
I think Kate Breeden's lucky she didn't get a foul call there. She kind of lowered down her arms when she was attempting to defer the shot a little bit. She kind of brought her arms down. That's a flag for any ref on a play like that.
Yeah, and especially when you're kind of behind the offensive player, it never looks good. But no call there as now Munkel gets some space on the jumper, and hopefully she called bank. 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Grizzlies down 7, 30-23.
And after a slow 0-4 start for her, seeing one go down, that's a big step for Franklin College. She's a key scorer when gals like Kuhn and C may not be on their top game. You always look for Munchel for a nice easy bucket or even possibly a playmaker. And
Mills was able to come open but not able to cash in on the three. And now here comes Kuhn, moving the ball up the floor quickly. The floater's up and in. She gets that one to go. Now 4 for 10, 8 points.
She's starting to cook a little bit now. The stove, it was simmering. Now the heat's coming up to about a 6, I'd say.
Yeah, we're getting to that medium range. The rhythm is picking up. Just over a minute left to play. 5-point lead for the Lions. Mills, pump fake on the three. Goes all the way and finishes on the layup.
That was a great hezzy move that made Kate Breeden bite all day. I would have bid on that from all the way up here. That was an incredible hesitation by Mills.
Yeah, and Mills now already shot 13 shots. She's 5 for 13 on the day, 12 points. She hadn't scored much since her early 10. Now 40 seconds left to go in this half. Breeden's gonna fire from deep, and she bangs it home.
My goodness, with some range on that one. That was a couple steps behind the arc.
Yeah. 20-something footer. 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock, so the Grizzlies might have a chance to get the ball back.
Yeah, they play their cards right here on this defensive possession. They'll have another look for a score on the other end.
Yeah, Jenkins, she's going to go up, throws up the floater, and she does get it. 10 seconds left to play. A 6-point lead for the Lions. 5 seconds. 3, Munkel, no good, and the Lions will go into the half with a 6-point lead. Grizzlies offense getting going at the end of the second quarter. Not able to overcome the deficit quite yet, though, as the Lions hold a 34-28 lead over the Grizzlies going into the half.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a 6-point deficit at half, which is not fun for any team going into halftime, but it definitely could have been a lot bigger, Luke. I mean, MSJ held them scoreless in the last 5 minutes of the first quarter. They only had 13 points coming into this quarter. They could have easily ended the half with a 10-plus deficit with the defense that MSJ had been playing on them in that first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. We were able to see that defense get a little bit opened up on the offensive end for Franklin. Jordan Kuhn was able to get into more of a rhythm, have 8 points. It's been a pretty balanced box score from the Grizzlies, a little bit different than their last matchup against Mount St. Joseph.
And most certainly. Yeah,
8 points from Kuhn, 6 from Schulte, 5 from C, which those were the 3 leading scorers, but then you've got Munkel, Buning, and Turk involved, and Breeden.
Yeah, and coming out into that 2-3 zone in the second quarter, I believe it really slowed down MSJ's three-point shooting. In that first quarter, MSJ had a lot of open looks, and while they haven't been shooting well all game, it was in that second quarter specifically where I believe they were forcing up a lot more three-point shots because of that 2-3 zone, and Franklin College was playing a lot better perimeter defense overall.
Absolutely. And, I mean, last matchup, the Grizzlies shot 36% and 28%. I mean, if you're looking at the numbers right now, 37% and 28% so far at the end of the first half from the Grizzlies. So eerily similar to the box score last time. And same with Mount St. Joseph, not shooting well from three, but shooting nearly 50% from the field. They shot 50% last time. So we will see if they're able to continue that pace in the second half and come out with maybe a season sweep on the Grizzlies.
Exactly, yep.
All right, 13:30 left until both these teams come back out and Line back up for the second half, so we'll be right back with you then. Set your timers with much more basketball left to play. And welcome everybody back to the second half of tonight's matchup. Mount St. Joseph with a 6-point lead to open up this second half. Peyton C gets it to start off for the Grizzlies and cannot finish. Price gets the rebound.
And she started the game really well in the first quarter with 5 points. She's had a bit of a struggle to create since then in the post. She's someone that Franklin College looks to get an easy bucket at the block a lot on this offense.
Yeah, definitely. Probably the most consistent low post player on this team. And now Monkel's able to get it there on the long pass. And Breeden fakes up on the three. Monkel resetting the offense. C working around. She finds Monkel for three. Swish!
That's a big bucket for the Grizzlies and Monkel. She's only 1 for 6 in the game. She knocks down her first 3-point attempt of the game. And she gets her rhythm going, gets her confidence up, and cuts this lead only down to 3.
Yeah, huge three there. Big momentum, first bucket for either team this half. And now just, 3-point game. And now a deep three. Crawford not able to hit that one.
That's a shot Franklin College is willing to give up all night in their 2-3 zone.
Yep. And now Breeden to tie. No good. C gets the offensive board. Back down low to Breeden. Not able to cash in there. And a jump ball on the play. It'll stay with the Lions.
Schulte trying to get her hands dirty a little bit, getting with the ball with Price, getting into it a little bit, trying to make a play, keeping this Mount St. Joseph Lions team on their feet a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of physical and loose ball plays from Molly Schulte tonight, getting involved down low and in a lot of hustle plays. Mills working around, finds Jenkins. Mills back out. She's got only a few on the shot clock. She's going to have to throw it up, and she didn't get it off.
Suffocating defense from Franklin College. This 2-3 zone has Mount St. Joseph lost.
Yeah, a huge stop there from Franklin once again. No points for Mount St. Joseph to start this half, and we'll give you a quick update. So the men's game is happening on the road at Mount St. Joseph right now. Franklin is winning 24-16 so far in that one, so we'll keep that one updated for you. Tip-off was at 7:30, so after this game, you will want to maybe turn the channel over to that one and find that stream courtesy of Mount St. Joseph. And Schulte goes up on the tough floater and scores.
What a take from Schulte.
Physical play and still able to finish through the contact. 3 minutes played now in this third quarter. Still no points from the Lions. They find Price down low, though. She puts it up and in. Every time she's gotten just a little bit of, space in between her and the basket, between the basket and Breeden, it's just been buckets.
Yeah. Franklin College has done a great job defending the execution of these Price layups at the low block. It's just been the entry pass that's always gotten to Price just about every possession.
Yeah.
That's where Franklin College needs to focus on not denying the ball from that post entry to Price, because when she gets it on that back shoulder Mendoza throw, I mean she's right there on the low block wide open. Franklin College has just been lucky she hasn't been able to convert on most of them.
Yeah, her efficiency today, well, she's 4 for 6 now, but she's had a couple bunnies. And the first free throw in and out for Breeden. That's a tough one. But it's 8 points and, 10 boards for Price on the day. So very strong outing from the freshman center so far. Breeden gets the second one to go, down to a 2-point game. And we're seeing a very similar matchup to what we saw last time. Maybe a little bit more defensive, but a very close game between two tightly contested teams and, a potential conference opponent in the tournament later down the line.
Yeah, Mount St. Joseph more towards the middle of the pack in the HCAC women's basketball standings. Franklin College more towards the top, but this defense from MSJ, they play like a top team.
Absolutely, 7-6 in conference play, 10-10 overall on the year. 5th in the conference, and it's close. And a bucket there, or a three.
Schulte took it coast to coast. I mean, you were looking at the standings. You look up, and Schulte's already down the court scoring.
Yeah, Schulte. I mean, less than 10 seconds, like you had mentioned earlier. Still, Franklin moving very quick on this offensive end, and now tying it up at 36 with a steal from Kuhn. Franklin looks to take the lead. It'd be their first one in a while. C puts it up. She gets blocked from behind. Price, a jump ball, and it's going to go back to Franklin.
Yeah, C did not give up. She may have, missed the layup and not gotten the rebound, but she does not quit on the play. She fights for the ball, and she gives Franklin College possession right back. Erica Buning's going to check in for C now, and C's going to get a rest. And Taylor Turk will also come in for Molly Schulte. I think Schulte might have ate a bowl of nails for breakfast this morning because she's made a lot of physical and aggressive plays for Franklin College when it comes to tying up possessions and diving for those loose balls.
Absolutely. It's been a force down low, and Coach Blanche screaming.
Very upset that Price did not get caught for like some errant elbow there because it was a very, very physical play for that offensive rebound.
Yeah, and Mount St. Joseph able to get a foul on the other end. They're going to shoot two at the line. It'll be Mills here. Franklin was looking for their first lead since about 3:33 left in the first quarter. And they've only held a lead for, I believe, 5 minutes of this entire game compared to Mount St. Joseph, who've held one for about 17 minutes of this game.
Yeah, so Mount St. Joseph got into the driver's seat in that first quarter early. Franklin College was able to bring it back relatively in that second quarter. It's just MSJ had built up a lot of momentum from the first quarter.
Yeah, and the defense was staggering.
Very.
For Franklin, but Mount St. Joseph's defense, but Franklin was able to reply, and now a chance to take the lead again here as Kuhn goes all the way on the floater, and it's going to go back to Mount St. Joseph.
Yeah, Kuhn's making these. She's taking the ball aggressively to the paint. She wants to get the call. Just the refs are kind of eating their whistle on the low post, and it's kind of been like that all game. There's only been 6 personal fouls this whole entire game.
Yeah, 3 on each side. It's been very physical as well. So yeah, like you said, definitely eating their whistle a little bit and letting them play as Mills down low gets another layup, another bucket for her on the day. I believe it's 15 now for Carly Mills. And she's taking a lot of shots as well. Now Breeden going all the way physical again, but Price sent that shit back. And
a technical foul on Price.
Yep, she started. I saw her staring at least at Breeden, and so I'm guessing she was talking to Breeden as well. And so yeah, technical foul there. It's just a simple mistake from the freshman.
And then in a game like this where it's competitive, the competitive nature is going to be apparent, but it shouldn't be disrespectful,
Right. And so we're also getting a little bit of a break here, an official timeout, since we were about at the halfway point in the quarter. So 4:30 left to play, a 3-point lead for Mount St. Joseph. We'll be right back with you once they come out of this break. So we are back after the break, and Price is on the end of the bench, and Schulte is shooting 2 free throws. It says on our stats that Price had taken 2 fouls there. Second free throw's up and in. And so I genuinely...
So are you suggesting that maybe a double tech?
I think a double tech might have been called on Sam Price, which would mean that she's out of the game. Which, if that is the case, we'll see for sure. But that's what it says on our stats, and it's also what it...
If she is, that's a crucial 8 and 12 off the court for
Absolutely.
MSJ, and their centric post piece as well for offense and defense.
Absolutely. Now Buning down low on the reverse, not able to finish.
That was such a good look. That right and left-handed reverse can be a little tricky sometimes. She didn't get a friendly roll off the rim, but that was just a beautiful little half spin. She was able to take it to get to that reverse layup look. Just not all of them could fall, you know.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of those looks from C as well tonight. And the shot is clearly there. See if they can get it to go more.
And if Price is truly out of the game for the rest of the duration, then that's a look that they can have over and over and over
Absolutely,
again.
And they're not going to have to be worrying about the entry pass down low. They might be able to speed up their offense even more than they already have. Buning going all the way off the pump fake, and she finishes. The Grizzlies get their first lead since 3 minutes left in the first quarter, as we have 3 minutes left in the third.
God, I love the ball fakes, the pump fakes. Everyone on this team makes incredible ball fakes. They sell everything. They're saleswomen.
And Buning with the interception. She was able to tip it away and ended up in Munkel's hands. And now we're going to get a, I believe, ref timeout here, as I believe it'll be Kuhn who goes to the line to shoot 2. And so 3 minutes left to play. We'll get a timeout here. The Grizzlies get their first lead back since the first quarter, 40-39. We'll be right back with you after the break. So we're coming out of the break now. And Buning down low, tried to get the finish, no good. Jenkins, and she draws the foul on Kuhn after some tough defense. It'll be Lions ball, and we were trying to do some more kind of investigation on if Sam Price is in fact out for the game. She's not back on the court still. And it says only 1 technical foul in our category box, but it also says that she has 2, and she's not even on the bench. So we have no idea if she is out, but it seems potentially like it.
And with that last basket from Erica Buning that gave Franklin College the lead, that was her first basket since her unfortunate, I believe it was an injury back in December that had kept her sidelined for most of the conference slate until now, but that was her first basket since being back.
Yeah, she's had some free throws, but I believe you're right. And so, big one for Erica Buning in her sophomore year after what was a big freshman year from the Franklin native. And both offenses kind of at a standstill right now. Just over 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter. 40-39, Grizzlies lead. And the ball flies past Munkel to go back to the Lions. Peyton C comes back in.
Price is back into the game.
Yep.
So it does not appear that she did get that double tech, but they sure did sell like they did.
Yeah.
they sold it like she did.
It seemed very, and you know, our stat box confused us a little bit, but either way, Sam Price now back into the game. Now one more technical and it would be over, but I'm assuming that will not be a problem. As down low, Kuhn's able to hustle for the rebound around Stivers. She's going coast to coast, going all the way.
Oh.
Not able to get the and one. She will go to the line to shoot 2, though.
And that's a move that she's most comfortable with. She has no problem, and neither does Coach Blanche. When Jordan Kuhn gets the ball at the far end of the court after a defensive possession, she's just going to go ahead and take it herself the whole way to the hoop. And, you know, she's either going to, get a hard finish and get to the line or possibly even give you a free bucket. And, I mean, that is just a move that she makes every single game. And it fits very well in this 10 seconds or less offense that Franklin College runs.
Yeah, they have been extremely quick on the offensive end, and Kuhn, a little bit of frustration after that first missed free throw. It went in and out. Second one went in.
And real quick, the men's game is in halftime right now with Franklin College leading 35-29 at Mount St. Joseph.
So Franklin looking to try and be 2-0 against the Lions today. As Stivers goes down, she's able to get the ball out. Mills kicks it around. Patterson going all the way on the floater, no good. Price gets the rebound over 2 Grizzlies.
That's what Mount St. Joseph had been missing on the court since she had gone out of the game midway through this third quarter. Her 13 rebounds now back onto the court, and that's huge for Mount St. Joseph.
Absolutely. Stivers the fadeaway again, but no good. And Price another rebound. And she goes up, and an offensive foul. They're saying she went in to, it seemed, I believe it was Turk. And Price not happy about that call.
And Coach Elston and Mount St. Joseph wanting a flop on Turk
Yeah.
at the same time believing that Turk may have sold it a little bit. You know, maybe she did, but it's part of the game.
Yeah. It was definitely a close call to be made, and the ref did take a little bit of time as Turk now fires from deep, not able to get that one to go. And now another offensive foul. They're saying on Peyton C on kind of the hard box out.
And that's only her first in this game. So
wow, yeah. And it's been not a foul-heavy game on either side, but after that foul, that might have been Price's 4th foul. It says on our stats that it was. That might be wrong, though. As now a 3 from Mills, and the Lions get the lead back after a couple minutes of not scoring. I mean, a few minutes of not scoring. Yeah, their last field goal was 4:51 left in the third quarter, and they were just able to get that 3, takes the lead. C kicks it down low to Turk. The reverse layup's good. A tough play. Now no shot clock. Mount St. Joseph has the ball with a chance to take the lead back, but Grizzlies up 43-42, 15 left in this quarter.
And it may not be high scoring, but this game's neck and neck.
Absolutely. Another close one just like last game. And another physical play, no good on the shot from Mills, only a few seconds. They have to get it up. She got it off, no good. From deep, and yeah, Mills, it was a physical play on the layup. Came up a little gimpy.
Yeah, she had gotten knocked down on one of the screens, I believe, that Mount St. Joseph was using on their last possession. The crowd kind of wanted maybe 2 offensive fouls on MSJ on that last possession. Regardless, the Grizz take a 1-point lead going into the 4th.
Yeah, either way, yeah, it's been a very physical conference game and a game both teams need. You know, Franklin looking to get the first seed in this conference, currently still tied with Transy in record and in conference record. So it's as neck as it could possibly be with what you would think is the perennial top women's program in the conference. And yeah, Mount St. Joseph right in the middle there, you know, about 500. They're just above 500 in conference play, and they need these games against the top opponents so they can show that they can truly compete in the tournament. So it's a huge game for both sides.
Yeah, and I mean, we're coming into the last 5 games of the season on both the women's and men's side. So, I mean, this is where teams are making their late push. This is where they're finding their momentum that they could take into the tournament and possibly make a run to get into the national tournament. So both teams desperately looking for a win here to bolster their momentum and bolster their overall conference record.
Yeah, and Franklin, a team that is definitely would be a high candidate for that this year with, the record that they have.
Most
and
certainly.
the chance they have to, come out of the conference or at least compete in tournament play. Now Mills to start the 4. She fires from deep. No good, and Kuhn with the board, and she's going to take it quick. Here come the Grizzlies. Finds Breeden for 3. Cashes in another one for Kate Breeden from deep, and the Grizzlies take a 4-point lead.
And how huge is that? I mean, Breeden now with 2 3-pointers in this game. She's very comfortable shooting that shot all day. Just we haven't seen a lot of it during the season, but I'm glad we're getting it now here in this game at home.
Her only shots made today have been from deep, 2 for 4 from deep, 2 for, I believe, 8 from the field overall. So it's been a 3-point day for Kate Breeden, who has, I believe it's now her 15th 3 on the year. So she's actually 15 for 32 now, nearly a 50% 3-point shooter on the season for Kate Breeden. And now Franklin with the ball back, and ball nearly is taken away, a loose ball. And a pass behind the head from Schulte to Kelly.
Recovery from Schulte on that. I mean, she was trapped all the way on the corner on the other end of the court as well.
Yeah.
To make a behind-the-head pass like that takes some guts, but overall, fantastic play.
Yeah, could have ended really poorly, but no, it was a smart play. And now Kelly goes to the line to shoot 2 here. Just under 9 minutes left to play in this quarter in the game. The first free throw is good.
And you know how fast I would be benched if I tried to make a pass behind my head like that? It would not end well. It would not end well, and I would be sitting, I'm looking at the bench. They've got like 7 open seats. I'd probably be on that very last 7th spot, possibly, on the Gatorade cooler, because, my Lord.
It doesn't end well for us non-college athletes. And now Patterson from deep, no good.
Just a bit too much muscle there.
Yeah, a little bit too strong and to the left as now Franklin looks to extend this lead. They've gained a lot of momentum, a 6-point lead in this quarter now. And a foul call. They're going to say Patterson was kind of bodying her. And now shot clock gets pushed back up to 20. And Kelly comes out of the game for Munkel. Oh, and Kuhn gets it taken away from Mills. Mills doubled. Kuhn didn't see her coming, and now Mills not able to finish all the way.
Big rebound by Breeden to get this fast break started.
Yeah, and now Kuhn from deep. No good. And a loose ball. And they're going to call that on. I don't think they've called it yet.
I believe we're staying here on the court. I think it's going to go on Jenkins.
Yeah. It was definitely a physical play on both sides, but yep, they did call it on Jenkins, so the Grizzlies will retain possession. Big call to go their way.
Oh,
Breeden caught her in the air, but not able to finish on the fadeaway.
Had Price seeing a ghost, essentially, on that fake, and then almost able to get it.
And Jenkins taking it all the way. A nice, tough layup. Back to a 4-point game. Jenkins now with, I believe, 9 on the day. Quarter played in this final quarter of the game. Turk, fade away, and ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Mount St. Joseph ball.
Yep. And Jenkins has 9 points right now, but she also has 7 rebounds and 2 steals. She's been the primary defender on Jordan Kuhn, who averages 18 points coming into this. She only has 9 points in this contest.
Yeah, 4 for 13 as well. Yeah, Jenkins definitely been putting a lot of effort in on the defensive end. And she's been a major part in why Mount St. Joseph is really in this game. Is now Mount St. Joseph moving the ball around. Mills will fire from deep and still can't get it to go. She's now 2 for 11 from deep. Her 21st shot of the night. She does have 18 on the game, though. The leading scorer by far for these Lions. Schulte dribbling on the sideline. They will get a foul call on, that was Crawford. And so Schulte, are they going to put her at the line? They are.
Yeah, and Schulte with 12 points in this game. She's the leading scorer for Franklin College. She's 5 for 7. She's also got 5 rebounds and 3 assists to show for those 12 points. She does not shy away from those physical and just aggressive ball plays on the ball, whether she's driving hard into the paint or possibly even getting an offensive rebound or a steal on a rebound. And, I mean, she gets her hands dirty, and she does the dirty work that no one else on the court would really want to do. And, I mean, that speaks volumes on her as a character and a player.
Yeah, we've seen, a lot of tough and gritty plays from her today. The sophomore guard who came primarily off the bench last year, now full-time starter this year, has definitely taken that role on well. Jenkins cashes in from home, and now it's just a 2-point game. Grizzlies still hold the lead 49-47. Just over 6 minutes left to play. We've got a close one for you in store. Kelly, who came back into the game just a minute ago for Turk, looking for the ball off the screen. Kuhn gets it back on the 3, top of the key, no good. And the ball go out of bounds. It'll be Mount St. Joseph ball.
And Franklin College continues to set up this 2-3 on that last possession. They kind of fell a little bit asleep on that help side, or that weak side defense that let Jenkins wide open for a 3, as she is kind of now. So we're going to need to be sure we get out there to the perimeter and get a hand in those shooters' face, because, I mean, they have been shooting well tonight. They're only 4 for 21.
And the weak side, yep, right there. We saw it the weak side. The defense collapsed where Jenkins was, and Mills was able to find herself just kind of fade back out to that 3-point line. And now the Lions have a lead once again.
I mean, Mills is a near 40% field 3-point shooter during conference play, so that's definitely a face you want to get a hand in front of.
Absolutely, and now 21 on the day for the senior guard, the 5'4" senior guard. And now a 3 again from Mount St. Joseph. Too much on that one. Oh, Munkel gets past her defender. Franklin has numbers here. Kuhn going all the way, and a tough play from Jenkins. She swiped down on the ball perfectly. And now a nice pass down low. Mills gets the and 1. And Mount St. Joseph is on fire right now. A 3-point lead. Just under 5 minutes left to play, and here comes a chance for a 3-point play.
Yep. Defense turns to offense, and it all started with Morgan Jenkins, just one of many defensive plays she's been able to make on Kuhn all night, and it leads to a Mount St. Joseph score on the other possession, possibly a 3-point play and a 4-point lead.
Yeah, an absolutely amazing run from Mount St. Joseph to take the lead back. We've got a close one for you in store. Last 5 minutes left to play, 52-49, Mount St. Joseph. We'll be right back with you after this official timeout. And the free throw is good, so Mills does convert on the three-point play as they now hold a 4-point lead, the Lions. The battle of blue and gold. It was a competitive game in overtime last time.
Yeah, Mount St. Joseph looking for the sweep against Franklin College this year.
Yeah, don't know when their last sweep was, so definitely probably been a while, as now foul gets called in the play. Peyton C is going to go to the line with a chance to shoot 2 here.
Yeah, a little matchup history between these programs. Mount St. Joseph has won the 6 of the last 7 games against Franklin College, dating back to 2022.
Wow.
And while we have a new head coach since then, but still 6 of last 7, that's a trend.
Yeah, it is very much a trend, and yeah, that's a big advantage for Mount St. Joseph going into the game. A lot of confidence against this Franklin team. And after the first free throw was no good. C does hit the second, and we've seen some of those points left at the line from Franklin today. A few missed free throws, and they've had many more than Mount St. Joseph has. Franklin, I believe now.
Yeah, Franklin doubles the amount of trips that Mount St. Joseph has to the line. They also have 3 missed free throws that, like you said, could come to matter in this close contest.
Absolutely, and a defensive game as well, where points are at a premium. And now Jenkins finds in the corner, no good. Price gets the tip, but Schulte comes down with it, and here comes Franklin. Schulte taken off. Turk, pump fake. Good recovery defense from Mills. And now offense resets with Munkel.
Yeah.
3:40 to play.
You got 3.5 minutes. You're only down 3. You don't need a 3. You'd love to have one. You don't need one.
Yep.
Just a nice, easy bucket here for Franklin College. Should get them nice and calm and put them in a good spot.
And Breeden kind of fading back on the jumper, and ball hit the top rope. It's going to go back to the Lions, and a substitution. Peyton C comes out for Jordan Kuhn, who is going to be looking to try and take over. Obviously, it's been a rough game for Jordan Kuhn. Jenkins has been a tough defensive matchup, only 9 points on the day, 4 for 14 from the field. Hasn't hit a 3 on the day yet either.
I guess I should have mentioned how easy Mount St. Joseph makes it to get those easy open looks. I mean, they shut down just about anything on the court.
And now Mills from deep, no good. And Jenkins with a tough offensive rebound.
Offensive rebounds for Mount St. Joseph at Franklin College. You cannot let them get away with these.
And Jenkins from deep, and she drains it. My goodness.
Jenkins makes them pay for that offensive rebound.
2 for 5 from 3 on the day. Jenkins, somebody who's firing the 3 with confidence this year, but has been a little bit of a low shooting mark. I believe 24% from 3. She's 40% on the day, has been helping torch the Grizzlies, and a nice pass down low from Schulte. Munkel put it up and in.
And she's been the best defender that Mount St. Joseph has as well. She's been guarding Kuhn all night when they're on the court at the same time, and she's done a really great job of doing that. Kuhn has 5 turnovers this game and only 9 points.
And now, wow, Crawford could not finish down low. 2 minutes left to play, and Franklin needs to get going.
I think Breeden might have been able to get a hand on that take by Crawford.
Potentially, and Crawford fronting Breeden there, not able to get her spot. Jordan Kuhn getting caught down low, and a foul called on Price, and so that'll at least be her 4th.
On the stat sheet, that should be the 5th.
It says on our stat sheet that it was the 5th. Now, they did have the 2 fouls marked when she had the technical foul, so I don't know. Stivers is coming in.
And she will come in for Price.
Now, they didn't necessarily state that Price has fouled out yet, so I don't think she's done for the game. But we will see, because they would have blown a whistle, and Kuhn not able to make the free throw. Some clear frustration. Points being left at the line for these Grizzlies today. And now Kuhn does have 9 assists on the day. So, and 3 steals, so been able to make impacts in other ways, but the scoring has been, bad for both teams, honestly, today.
Kuhn has had to take an entirely different role in this game compared to what she's played all year. She's been the primary scorer and go-to gal all year for Franklin College. Now she's had to dish the ball and kick it out. She's been kind of getting locked up all game by Jenkins. But overall, she still found a great way to impact this game by getting those 9 assists, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and Schulte's kind of stepped into that like first scoring option just this game and has been kind of finding her spots. And Jenkins now goes to the line after Turk got caught on the foul reaching, and she hits the first free throw. So now only a minute and a half left to play. This fourth quarter's gone by quick, and the Grizzlies, they're going to have to really start pushing if they're going to want to win this game. And now Stivers comes out of the game. Caitlin Riley comes into the game for Mount St. Joseph, but we're going to get a timeout here. So a minute and a half left, 58-53. We'll be right back with you after this timeout for what's going to be a close finish. The foul numbers have been haunting us all night with Sam Price as we've been trying to figure out. She's still not in the game, so she might be fouled out.
We'll keep up.
Yeah, we have not been able to keep track tonight. And a nice pass down low. Turk gets the opportunity. She's going to go up with it, not able to finish. And they're just going to say it goes to Mount St. Joseph.
Yeah, just some tough defense from Mount St. Joe in the paint there, kind of.
And here she comes. So Sam Price does come back into the game. That she does only have 4 fouls.
Yes, your gut was right. But, I mean, that tough defense from Mount St. Joe in the post kind of took away from the fact that Schulte made an incredible pass to Turk down low, but while getting double teamed.
No, it was a tough one. And now we're going to get another timeout, and it's going to be from Mount St. Joe this time. So we'll stay with you. Yeah, Coach Elston wants to talk to her team, make sure they're drawing up the right play. And that was a really risky throw, honestly, on the inbound, throwing it right to half court. I get the full court pressure was there, but they were able to make the right play and break the press really easily. And at this point in the game, that's absolutely critical. Franklin cannot allow that to happen next time they come out on an inbound.
Yeah. And while we have you for this break, on the men's side, Franklin College Grizzlies men's basketball is at Mount St. Joseph while this game is going on. They are currently down 1 in the second half, just under the 15-minute mark, 38-39. They had a 6-point lead going into the half, 35-29, but it looks like Mount St. Joe's has come off to a hot start in the second half. They're up 10-3 in that second half, giving them that 1-point lead.
Yeah, and for Mount St. Joe, Jason Lavender, 18 points, 4 for 4 from 3, and their three-point shooting has been over 50% on the day, so they have been on fire from deep. And now a minute left in this one as Mills at the top of the key, and Monkell's going to get called for a foul. Just a little too much defensive pressure, and so that's going to put the shot clock back up to 20, precious seconds.
Neither team in the bonus. Franklin College or Mount St. Joseph, I should say, 2 personal fouls away from putting Franklin College in the bonus. But overall, both teams have done a fantastic job of staying out of foul trouble. And it looks like we have a minor stoppage.
Okay, so I think they're talking about Price right now. Because he's pointing to his stat sheet, but then he's saying that our guy had it that they had 5 fouls. So they're going to continue with play. So I think there was a difference in the stats on who's got 5 fouls.
I think someone was finally seeing what we were seeing.
Finally, that we've been calling out all night. My gosh.
We've been going crazy up here. So, I swear she has 5. I swear she does. Someone else has to see this. We can't be the only ones. But Nope. Clarification, she does only have 4, so she is eligible for this game.
Yeah, so she will be
But
able to at least finish out the game for now. One
Oh!
more. Oh, and the ball goes off a foot. Franklin has an opportunity here. They dish it down low to Munkel. And she doesn't get a call, but she puts it up and in. A huge bucket. Now just a 3-point game. 50 seconds left to play. Franklin looking to tie this game up. They got to get a stop here.
Yeah, and Munkel, the one that knocked the ball away on that loose ball, and she finishes the play on the offensive end as well. Crucial play for Franklin College to only be down 3 right now.
Yeah, and we saw a collision between Mills and Kuhn there on that loose ball as well. Both players went down. Well, here on the offensive end, though, now Price working with it down low, trying to give them, and she gets it and one!
Wow.
With 22 seconds to go, with what could be the potential dagger for Mount St. Joseph to get this win. I mean, Price, she has been working well inside all night, and we see it again there. They go to her, the freshman, at the end of the game in a big moment. No, free throw, no good. Franklin able to get it, and a timeout called for Franklin. So still a 5-point game, 20 seconds left to play. Franklin still with a chance, but they're going to need a miracle.
Yeah, and Luke, Sam Price in that very first contest Franklin College and Mount St. Joseph played earlier this year that went in overtime, she was the one with the go-ahead layup at the end of overtime for Mount St. Joseph with 3 seconds left for them to take that 77-76 lead in the eventual win. She gets an and one here that puts Mount St. Joseph up 5 with only 20 seconds to play, and overall in the game she's got 10 points and 15 rebounds. So she has been living in the nightmares of Franklin College all basketball season long.
It seems like, I mean, Price, we've seen Franklin struggle with some taller centers down low, and you know, Franklin doesn't really have someone who's able to match that height. You know, they have different people down low who can match the size with Breeden and Buning and C, but not quite the height that Price has. And Price, she's just been able to get it done, like you said.
And also kind of a local girl. She's from Westfield, born and raised in the Indy area. Kind of makes that taste a little bit worse in your mouth a little bit, knowing that you're getting cooked by one of your own.
Yeah, someone. Not many players on this Mount St. Joe team from Indianapolis. You know, Haley Goodrich not playing today, and she's an impactful player for this team from Indianapolis. But
Ella Stivers right out of our backyard in Greenwood, Indiana.
Now playing in Cincinnati, obviously. Now Breeden gets it behind the line.
You
and
need to put up a shot here for Franklin College.
Yeah, Buning had to get up a jump shot, and a timeout called off from Jenkins from the rebound, and Mount St. Joe just seconds away from what looks like it's going to be a season sweep over this currently first-seeded Franklin Grizzlies team. But
yeah, and I don't want to be too critical, but in those that 12-second possession, for Franklin College, you have to put up a 3.
I agree. You have to make it as close as possible, and Breeden didn't really have the look.
Nope.
And Buning knew she had to get a shot off quicker.
Yep.
And ultimately not great execution off the inbound, and the Grizzlies' offense today has been the story of these both these matchups against Mount St. Joe. Like I had mentioned earlier, they shot 36% from the field and 28% from 3 last time they played them. Right now, Franklin is shooting 34% from the field and 28% from 3. So similar efficiency numbers and low efficiency, and we've seen it especially tonight with Franklin only scoring 55 points, which might be a season low. I mean, it is definitely one of their lowest of the year. Yeah,
Mount St. Joe has played suffocating defense. That is the story of their year all along. I mean, they only let up just below 60 points in conference play per game, and that is a very, very impressive number to have under your belt.
Absolutely.
And for them to have Franklin College's number like this all year, with Franklin College and the success that they've had in the basketball world so far this year, it just speaks volumes to this MSJ team and just the grit and the aggression that they truly play with.
Absolutely. And Yeah, the defense is something that really carries over into tournament play. It's obviously any team can have an off day offensively, and we've seen it today from Franklin. First free throw is no good. Now there's only 7 seconds left, but some missed free throws here could provide Franklin a small opportunity. But when you have defense in the tournament and you're able to take that over and that physical style of play, it translates well. And Mount St. Joseph now putting themselves in a position where they'll be 8-6 in conference play. They'll be right there with Berea and Anderson for that 3 and 4 seed, which would give them a home court game. So we'll see how it goes.
This would have been a good win for Franklin. This is a magnificent win for Mount St. Joseph. As you had just said, they're 7-6 in conference play. With a win like this, they're 8-6. They're now 3rd, 4th, fighting for a home game in the conference tournament. I mean, this is a crucial road game, and it also secures a sweep for Mount St. Joseph against a top-ranked opponent in the HCAC. I mean,
yeah, and that's going to give you confidence no matter what going into the tournament against whoever you play, especially if it's Franklin, obviously. But if it's not even Franklin, you go up against Transy or you go up against Anderson or Berea. We've beat Franklin twice. We can go and beat this team. So
exactly.
And Mount St. Joe 3-6 on the road this year, and Franklin undefeated at home, and that's likely going to change. And Mount St. Joseph, now about to be 4-6 on the road.
Yeah,
with a big upset win.
Just proves to show that anybody can be anybody anywhere in this conference. There's not a single team that is above the rest. All the teams are super, super competitive from that 12-11 seed up to that 1st, 2nd seed. I mean, anybody's competitive with anybody.
Yeah, and you're absolutely correct. We saw an example of it tonight, and we'll give you an update. The men's game right now, 11:41 left in that second half, and that, also kind of a defensive matchup. It looks like 43-41. MSJ hold the lead right now. That's going to be a close game. I believe if you're wanting to tune into that game, Franklin just tied up the ball game with a couple of Cooper Matthew free throws. But they will be able to, I believe you'll be able to go to Mount St. Joseph's website and watch that game. So if you are wanting to watch that game right after, that is where you will go. Unfortunately, it will not be on Grizz TV.
Yep, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. And Cooper Matthews, player of the week in the HCAC.
Indeed he was, yep.
So, yeah, and he's got 13 on the day so far in that game.
It was back-to-back weeks that Franklin College had a player of the week in both basketball worlds. Jordan Kuhn 2 weeks ago was the women's basketball player of the week. Now this year, Cooper Matthews is basketball player of the week. I mean, just fantastic showings by both of those players on their years. They've been both playing incredible. But overall, the women's team, they fall here tonight, but that is not the end of the world. That is not the story of their season. They've been playing super well all year, and, you got 4 games left in the year. You can bounce back in plenty of time come conference play. There's no need to panic. You just can't win them all, unfortunately.
Yeah, and this is one that Franklin would have liked to have though, because coming up, you have your 2 hardest games left of the season back-to-back next. This upcoming Saturday, they got to go on the road against Berea, which I believe will be a doubleheader at Berea. Yep. So that's going to be big games for both teams. But then right after that, next week, you got to go on the road and play Transy when the men's team plays them here. So, you got your 2 hardest games left in the conference against those teams. Then you have 1 home game left of the year against Hanover, the rival, and then on the road against Manchester for the last game of the year. So you have to go on the road 3 more times.
Yes, 3 of the last 4 games of the year.
And 2 of them against 2 of the top conference teams. So this is definitely one you wish that you could have had, and you're going to have some really tough games coming up here that you're going to have to, bounce back from this one from.
Yeah, tomorrow morning you can wake up and just think about how badly you wish you could play this one again. But the unfortunate matter of the fact is you can't do that. That's not how the reality is. You just cannot let this snowball. You cannot let the next game get in the way because you felt at home for the first time in the year. And otherwise, it's going to spiral. And these last 4 games, 3 of them are road games, as you had mentioned, and those easily can turn into 3 losses. And you could very well lose out 4 of the last 5. So you just cannot let this snowball. You got to take your medicine and just move on and get another big win on the road and just bounce back from there.
Yeah, and, conference tournament play currently scheduled right now for the 21st of February, which is a Saturday, which Franklin, possible that both teams end up hosting a tournament game. We'll see if that ends up being the case, but if it is, we will have a doubleheader for you on Grizz TV, which we had last year as well. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. It definitely will be for the women's game. We will have we'll definitely, more than likely, I'll say, have a women's game hosted here, and the men's team we will have to see. And they have they're down 4 right now in their game. And we'll just run through some stats really quickly from this one before we let you go. Carly Mills, 24 points today. Obviously, just a huge
guard.
Yeah, a huge part. Of today's win. 9 for 24. She had to be shooting a lot from the field to really get their offense going, and she was able to still put up good numbers despite being inefficient. And Jenkins was 17 as well.
Yeah, I think the player of the game, though, was Morgan Jenkins. Mills had 24 points. She played fantastic. She didn't turn the ball over. She did a lot of things correctly on offense, but Jenkins held it down on defense completely. She scored 17 points on top of it, grabbed 9 rebounds, had 3 steals. And Jordan Kuhn only had 10 points. She was 0 for 5 from three-pointer, and she had 5 turnovers as well.
Yeah, 4 for 15 from the field, too.
And Morgan Jenkins was on her all night. Every time she was on the court, she was guarding Kuhn. And she came up big in this one because, Jordan Kuhn gets 15 points. This game's going in overtime.
Yeah.
And that's below her average.
Yeah, that's definitely an off day from Jordan Kuhn, and Jenkins being a massive part of that. And also Price had 15 rebounds, obviously, and Price you could also argue for potential player of the game, just how impactful she was down low, having a player like her. But something else really impressive, Mills played every single minute of every single quarter.
Wow. Yeah.
She played 40 minutes tonight, and Jenkins played 39 minutes tonight. So Jenkins was out there guarding Jordan Kuhn on the defensive end, and then goes back out there on the offensive end, has 17 points on good efficiency, also has 9 rebounds on the hustling for those boards when Price wasn't able to get them. Yeah. And I think the big 3 that's all they needed today. Nobody else had more than 4 points.
That's all that Mount St. Joseph needed, because that suffocating defense was stalling and altering every shot Franklin College was putting up. And speaking of that, over on the Franklin side, their leading scorer today was Molly Schulte with 13 points, 5 of 7 from the field. She had a very, very efficient night, 6 rebounds, 4 assists to go with that. Player of the game for Franklin College, the cool hand from the sophomore. She was also making some very hard, aggressive plays for the ball, whether that was on the rebounds or the loose balls. She plays a lot of bully ball when she takes it from the three-point line all the way down to the low post, and for those drives and layups. She was playing incredible ball all day.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it was a great game from the sophomore guard, but not enough for the Grizzlies to come out on top. A low-scoring, tight game, but Mount St. Joseph is able to come out on top and get the season sweep over the Grizzlies. So they are up currently 5 points with 8 minutes left in that men's game. So turn that one over if you're wanting to watch. But that'll be all for us today on Grizz TV. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Once again, I am Luke Shepard alongside Tyler Young. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great night.
Yeah, and catch us next Wednesday for the men's home game against Transylvania.
Yep.
On February 11th, that's the next game you'll see here on Grizz TV.
Yep, we'll have 2 men's home. We'll have 3 men's home game left and 1 women's home game, which will be the doubleheader against Hanover when we have both those teams the 14th, that Saturday. So, yep, tune in for that one. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.